Hey everybody, KC0VI Tom. We're downtown here in St. Ansgar on this Saturday morning. It is Town and Country Days put on by our local Chamber of Commerce. We're pretty lucky here in St. Ansgar. Chamber tries to have something at least once a month throughout the year. I think they're up to 8 or 9 events throughout the, I haven't counted them lately. But it gives you something to do in a small town like this. Most of the small towns across the Midwest have some type of event on to celebrate the town heritage or what the town's known for. At one point here, Town and Country Days was called Oatmeal Days due to the oatmeal plant we got on the north side of town, and then they moved it back to Town and Country Days. So, what we got going today? Actually, the event started Friday night. We had a fireman water ball fight. Here on 4th Street. Then after that, when it was getting dark, we had a 5K glow run. Then later on that evening, we had a glow dance down in City Park. This morning, bright and early, the 2x4 bicycle ride, 2 states, 4 counties. Those guys should be starting to show up here in town. And we'll start walking down 4th Street. We got a car show and a lot of other vendors and blow-up toys here. They'll head over to City Park. We got more stuff for the kids. Then we'll swing by South Square. There's some events going on there, and I believe one of the churches is doing an art exhibit. We'll swing by and check and everything. Then it's all finished off tonight over here in the fire station. We'll have a fireman feed, always a good meal. Then the parade's at 7 o'clock. Come along for the adventure. We'll start here in the car show, and I'd first like to apologize. New camera. Still learning how to run it, and somehow I'm playing around with it. I turned off the video stabilization. So you're going to have to take it easy and enjoy the bumps. Close your eyes once in a while if your stomach gets too upset. Car show this year was a very big success. They had twice as many cars as they did last year. Over 65 cars, I was told, when I was getting done with my shift. Unfortunately, the rains came and they had to cut the show a little bit early. Good selection from nice classic hot rods to resto mods to survivors. It's always neat to, as you walk by, listen to the car owners talk to each other, brag about the amount of work they did in it, how much fun they had doing it with somebody or just on their own. Then you hand them the microphone and ask them to repeat it, they get kind of, no, the car will speak for itself. But if you're ever in a small town and you come across one of these little car shows, take some time, walk through, talk to people. It's just amazing how much pride and joy they have on this. Here we got a nice late model 70s Thunderbird, the full-size body, or the big body as it's called. That was real popular when I was in high school. It's amazing how many of your classmates you can fit in the back of one of those. You remember, this is Iowa. They have tractors and cars and nice-looking cars. We'll make a pass through the vendor area here for Town and Country Days. I was quite impressed with the number of vendors, the selection of items that were being sold this year. Normally, Town and Country Days is the city event that you come to have fun, have rides for the kids, face painting, listen to music, have good truck food, carnival food as I call it, meet some friends you haven't seen in a while, and enjoy just a nice afternoon talking to people. As you can see, the number of vendors is quite large, almost 30 I was told. One thing I see a big change is it used to be the vendors were first come first setup place, and now they have chalk on the ground, chalk lines, and a number, a vendor is issued a number, they go set up there, kind of make it a little more organized. We'll swing around here, and like I said, everything from candy to jewelry to woodworking to little knickknacks. Here we got a travel planning company, travel agency. We'll swing around here on the corner and take a look on the other side. We'll go down here on the south side of the street. One thing that's always neat about these vendors is when we used to run the greenhouse, we'd set up over there in front of the bank. And as soon as we were all set up, TLJ would go down to all the other vendors, talk to them a little bit, see what they had for sale. And she'd always come back with a lot of stuff she would buy. And we'd do the same thing where the vendors would come down and buy some of the mums or bedding plants or ferns, whatever we had for that time of year, what event.
You know, it's always comical because she would always give them a little extra discount when they were buying stuff. Being another vendor, you know how it is running a small business, trying to make ends meet, and never seem to have enough money for having fun stuff. So that's one thing she always makes sure. I was very impressed and enjoyed the number of vendors, the different vendors. Everybody's in a good mood. I hope the vendors continue on in the following years here at Town and Country Days.
Down here in South Square, we have the art galleries open.
Got to remember, a lot of this artwork in the display area is by local people. Everything from painting, pencil drawing, charcoaling, woodworking, floral design, ceramics. It's quite an impressive deal. Here we have a couple of the candidates from Miss St. Anne's here checking out all the artwork. I always like to come through here once in a while when I think of it, due to the fact that the artwork is on a rotation basis. I will rotate it around, give a chance for everybody in the area to show off their skills.
Then later on today, they're doing bingo, beer, and popcorn. Open to the public, a lot of fun. Stop down there, we get out of the heat if the heat does build up. And let's head down to the park, see what we got going there. Down here at the park, we're still setting up with all the inflatable toys. Here, down on the south side of the park, looks like we got some type of bumper cars going here. And in the center of the park, we'll walk over there. And like I said, this is early. I like coming around and scope everything out so later on in the crowds here, I know where to kind of go and get some. Do a loop through the park, and then we'll head back to the museum, do the shift. Then after that shift is done, we'll do another walk through and see what's going on.
Down in the Rescue Center's community room, they had a flower show going on, so I thought we better swing through here. As you can see, a lot of different selection of flowers, some potted arrangements to regular flower, fresh cut flower arrangements. Here we got some tools from the museum. They're having people guess what they were. Everything from succulents to fresh cut flowers to potted flowers. To me, this is what a flower show is, little arrangements and bud vases.
Well, about the last half hour of my shift at the museum, the skies opened up. We got a fairly good heavy rain, then it backed off to a fairly good sprinkle right now. They closed down the car show early, handed out the trophies in the rain. All the inflatables down at the park are shut down. They're packing up. So I think most activities for today is going to be called off due to the weather. But again, if you're in the area, it's always the third weekend in June. Town and Country Days here in St. Ansgar. Stop in. Again, this is the event. You come to town to have fun.
Wait. We're not quite done yet. First, I'd like to thank Jerry Rahut for allowing me to use some of the pictures he took while he was out walking around. Jerry had the first shift at the museum. I relieved him on the second shift. As you can see, we had a cornhole contest going along with the climbing wall and some other stuff down at the park for the kids. The rain let up shortly after I made that video, allowing the park activities to continue. As you can see, we have horsey rides for the kids along with other blow-ups. The fireman feed was able to go without a hitch, a little damp, but everybody had a good meal. The parade went off also, everybody was dry. It was shortly after the parade was done that the skies opened up again. Good selection of bouncy houses, blow-up toys. As you can see, we also had lines at some of them. You could always tell the most popular with the long lines on them. Wait time wasn't that long. But again, we had enough activity to keep everybody busy. This is the FFA tractor pull contest, pedal tractor. It's always a big hit. I want to thank everybody for sitting through kind of the pain in the video side, but we're getting better with these new cameras. And of course, the final big hit was the food trucks. Thanks everybody, 7-3.
Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams, subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out, add comments below. 7-3 everybody.